Just as Antonio Brown got his football career back on track, a serious off-the-field accusation has surfaced. In a lawsuit filed Tuesday in Florida, Brown's former trainer accused him of sexually assaulting her on 3 different occasions. And Brittany Taylor alleges that the third incident was a forcible rape in May of 2018. Taylor was a gymnast at Central Michigan, where Brown played college football. According to the lawsuit, they met in a Bible study class there. She says they lost contact over the years before reconnecting in June of 2017. Brown denied the allegations. Here's an excerpt from a statement from his lawyer. Antonio Brown learned today that he's been named in a lawsuit filed in federal court in the Southern District of Florida. Mr. Brown denies each and every allegation in the lawsuit. He will pursue all legal remedies to not only clear his name, but to also protect other professional athletes against false accusations. Now, the statement did acknowledge at least one instance when the two engaged in what it termed consensual sex. Brown signed with the Patriots on Saturday and is preparing to play for them Sunday in Miami.
Ryan Smith's our legal analyst. We bring Ryan in and ask you what happens next to Antonio Brown legally.
You know, Neil, I think the first most important thing here is to know that this is not a criminal case, it's a civil lawsuit. So we're not talking about a criminal conviction, we're talking about a lawsuit for money damages based on the conduct the accuser said happened at the hands of Antonio Brown. So at this point, you try to get a federal court to hear this case. If that proceeds and there's no settlement, it moves forward. But the standard of proof becomes key here. In a criminal case, it's beyond a reasonable doubt. Much harder to prove. In a civil case, preponderance of the evidence, meaning the conduct that the accuser says that happened here more likely than not occurred. It's a much lower standard and much harder when you talk about a he said, she said case for someone who has been accused of doing something to try to combat in court.
All right, so that's the legal angle for Antonio Brown. How's the NFL handle this?
Well, you know, it's interesting. There are many things in this lawsuit that talk about the connection between this young woman and Antonio Brown. And the key is, was this conduct consensual? There are text messages that seem damning, but it's not as if in those text messages he is saying that he committed some sort of unlawful conduct. So what's going to be key is there are mentions of talking to people about the incident. What do those people have to say? If we get to a discovery process in this, those people will probably be talked to, asked to be interviewed, and then there will be more information coming out. But the key to remember here is the NFL does not need to see a conviction necessarily or the commission of a crime or liability to actually penalize a player in a situation like this. So as more information comes out, we could learn more about what could happen as a result of these accusations.
That's Ryan Smith with the latest on the latest from Antonio Brown. All right, Brown was scheduled to practice with the Patriots for the first time Wednesday, the team releasing this statement Tuesday. We are aware of the civil lawsuit that was filed earlier today against Antonio Brown, as well as the response by Antonio's representatives. We take these allegations very seriously. Under no circumstances does this organization condone sexual violence or assault. The league has informed us that they will be investigating. We will have no further comment while that investigation takes place.
More Sports Center coming up from here in Los Angeles. Total QBR says these two quarterbacks had the worst performances of Week 1. How will Cam Newton and Jameis Winston respond when they face each other on Thursday? Who could forget Kevin Durant's return to Oklahoma City? Durant certainly hasn't. Is George Sedano feeling KD's latest comments? And Dennis Rodman on his life off the court, his relationship with Madonna, and what's really behind all the glitz and glamour. Rodman with us.